Dear Mr. Uppali, elders, good evening to all of you. It gives me a great pleasure to be here this evening. I have been here after a long time, I guess. And when we were talking about meeting here this evening, say 15 days back, we were praying to Allah, Buddha, Christ. In the interregnum, there should be no scam, because we may get outdated. Because it's a scam a week nowadays. Scam is Indians' gift to English language. It means some big money is siphoned off. It means big people are involved. It means not anybody will be caught, nobody will be punished, and everybody will be happy. So scam is some sort of our gift to English language. Now CoalGate, in this, I'm sure you will be aware, again, is a takeoff on Watergate. Everything is a gate now. So we just want to use the word gate to mimic what the Americans did in Watergate. So this is another gate. To the scam proper, I think I am not too much enamored about this number. Being a chartered accountant, 1.86 lakh crores does not excite me. Anything less than 10 lakh crores does not excite me nowadays, to be very frank. After 2G, this is after all of the similar amount of 2G, 1.76 lakh crores, 1.86 lakh crores. These numbers don't excite. What could be exciting us is that it is a replay of the 2G scam. It is not the numbers that matter, it is the replay of 2G scam, and I am making it very clear. I will come to the specifics as we go across. Because if you give two chartered accountants the same figure, we will be arriving at different calculations, different methodologies of calculation. In fact, two chartered accountants will not even agree on the same methodology. No two doctors prescribe the same medicine. No two watches show the same time. No two chartered accountants agree on the same valuation. So we will have our own valuation. If GN were here, he would have agreed at a figure, lower figure. I would have agreed at a higher figure. So figure is not the important thing. Throw away the figure. But the more important thing, and the damning thing, is what the CAG brings out in his report. And I would consider some of these facts and figures before this audience. I will put these facts and figures before the audience. It says that we have allocated 142 coal blocks since 2004. The allocation lacked transparency and objectivity. Now go back to 2G scam. You will find real estate people coming and bidding for 2G spectrum with a paid up capital of 1 lakh and not even having in their memorandum of association the right to do telecom business. They came in such hurry because it was up for grabs. It was loot. Today, if you take 2G scam also, CoalGate scam also, you would find something similar is happening. The CAG says this allocation lack transparency and objectivity. Why should you give coal to somebody? To understand this, you must understand the policy of Government of India. The Government of India nationalized all coal in 1973, and in 1993 we had deregulated partially, and we said we will allow it for two purposes, namely to generate power and iron and steel. We will give certain coal blocks on a captive basis. Meaning you cannot mine the coal and sell the coal. You can mine the coal and use it for manufacturing your iron and steel. You can manufacture power, generate power. In 1996, one more was added, cement. So you can mine coal for three purposes: iron and steel, cement and power. But this is where something very interesting happens. You will all have to understand, forget the scam now. Look at the policy gate. Now I am on to the policy issue. You give coal to somebody, the man mines the coal, takes the entire coal free of cost. Everything is given free of cost. The man mines the coal and uses that coal for producing electricity. Under section 80 IA of the Income Tax Act, generation of power is exempt from income tax for 10 years. That means the profit from coal gets embedded into the cost of power generation, and your profit out of power generation, which gets the embedded coal, is actually exempt from income tax. Now you have a cement company. What do you do with the cement company? You say, I am going to lay a road. Get into a road contract. Road contract, profit out of road contract is exempt from income tax. So what do? Get the coal, produce cement in one company A, sell cement at a loss to company B, which will lay the road, and company B, which has got subsidized coal from company A, will show more profits. There you don't pay tax, because under 80 IA of the Income Tax Act, all these are exempt. And since you produced your cement under a loss, this is also not taxed. Be happy. This is a policy framed under a great economist, Prime Minister. This is policy gate for me. Nobody objects to this policy. FICCI, CIA, ASSOCHAM, not one person has raised a finger on this. Let me give you a simple analogy. I go buy a railway ticket, and that railway ticket berth is allotted to me. I cannot, for heaven's sake, transfer that particular berth to anybody else. I can at best go, cancel or travel. There is no third opportunity of suballocating it to somebody else. Including bus ticket, which you pay 3 rupees, 4 rupees, has a word not transferable. Forget rail ticket, which is of 100 rupees, 200 rupees. 3 rupees, 4 rupees bus ticket have the words not transferable, meaning you can travel, you cannot sub-allocate that particular ticket to a third party. Now look at the policy. You got coal into your company. Good, bad, ugly means I will come to that later. You got coal. Now what do you do with the coal? You don't know what to do. You simply sit down, squat on the coal. Then you tell somebody who actually wants coal, I have got an allotment letter for 40 million tons of coal. I will sell the shares of my company to you. I have started this company with a 1 lakh rupee paid up capital. If you want, you take 51,000 rupees share. I will sell the share to you. You become the owner of the company. 51,000, 74,000, 100,000, whatever is that. You in turn become the allottee, not me. And people are happy. No restriction on sale of coal. Now what was the charge sheet against Mr. Raja? There are several charge sheets against Mr. Raja in the 2G spectrum case. One of the important charges against Mr. Raja is, you allotted spectrum in 2008 at 2001 prices for 1,657 crores, and you sold it to a company. The company expended another 300-400 crores. So the total cost to the company was 2,000 crores, at best 2,100 crores. That was the valuation of the company. But what did that company do? The company sold 45% shares for 4,500 crores. That means 100% share is worth 10,000 crores. Now what was there in the company? Nothing except spectrum. Spectrum which you got it at 1,600 crores. That is one of the yardstick that the Honorable CAG uses and says he arrives at a figure of around 60,000 crores as the spectrum valuation. Now take coal. You may disagree with 1,86,000 crores. But today at this date we have not yet put anybody into an intense CBI interrogation. All of us know for sure that people who got coal did not transfer it at cost to somebody else. There was a minister who was pliable and he gave it to a brother-in-law, to a sister-in-law. And you got coal. And then you did not transfer to somebody else who is actually going to put up the factory of cement, steel or power. At the same cost, you would have obviously said, you please give me 25 crores premium here in white, 75 crores, credit it into my Swiss bank account. And if you have not done, you are a damn idiot. Because the cost of coal is so huge. With so much of embedded benefits under Section 80IA of the Income Tax Act. So this is going to be the unfolding scam which has not yet been brought into the public domain. Now let me go into what the CAG says. He says the policy is basically a recommendation from the state government stating that so and so is ready to put up a plant here on cement, steel or power. So please allocate coal, and this is the recommendation given to the coal ministry, and there is a screening committee that goes through the entire issue, and they come to a conclusion whether this screening committee which gives coal comes to a conclusion and says, okay, this is good enough, please let us allocate coal to this particular person. The CAG notes, there is nothing in the said minutes or in the documents or any comparative evaluation of the applicants for a coal block which was relied upon by the screening committee. Minutes of the screening committee did not indicate how each one of the applicant for a particular coal block was evaluated. People met, decided whether they have to have samosa or singada, gulab jamun or rasgulla, tea or coffee, but they did not minute why so and so was given, what was the objective criteria based on which an evaluation was done, based on which so and so was allotted this particular block of coal. To look at the seriousness of the issue on which the government of India functions. This is the larger issue on which we will have to focus. The larger issue is not a simple issue that we can devaluate. Government of India functions where we have coal secretary who is an IAS officer under whom we have so many secretaries, part of whom are from the state, from the center. And you have a minutes which does not finally tell the CAG why somebody got coal. Why should we have them at such exorbitant cost? My T-boy would do much better by writing some minutes. Why should we have some enormous bureaucracy sitting in Delhi paying them one of the highest salaries who cannot even minute why so and so got coal in an objective basis? Obviously, people were being instructed. The classical case happens to be that of Mr. Subodh Khan Sahai. What Mr. Subodh Khan Sahai does is to write a letter to the PMO on 5th of February 2008 and says that SKS Ispat and Power Limited is putting up a plant and kindly do the needful, or words to that effect. Now, an MP writing a letter, I see nothing wrong. I am not going to find fault with an MP writing a letter for a particular industry or a particular plant coming in. Of course, this is going to generate jobs. This is the part why an MP is supposed to do. I think let us not get the facts wrong here by saying that an MP writing a letter is wrong.